FuturestraderElite here with your NQ pre-market prep on 10/16. Let's go ahead and pull this chart up. Let's see what we have here. Let me change my cursor. I want to start by touching on the fact that if you watch pre-market prep yesterday, when I went over it, I was talking about this move right here. I went over this trend line and how this zone right here, where this imbalance zone and trend line was at, would be A plus setup. If we could get there, then of course the move gets put in. I shared a live idea in Discord with a small rectangle box on it that I said where we could get a better bounce. That zone was actually drawn down here closer to this line because I know it was on a different chart, but this is where that box was at. If you go back and look, it was down here. It never got to the box I'd put in the live ideas. It started to get sucked back up once it got into the zone right here before it could get down to the trend line. I just want to make sure everybody remembers. You know, we talked about this move yesterday in pre-market. So this morning in pre-market prep, what I want to do is switch this down to the 15 minute just so that we can look at something real quick on the same play that happened yesterday when that was going on, that drop. So here's that line, here's that imbalance box, and then I think let's just go on and draw the box on. This is what I shared in the live ideas yesterday. That zone was something like this, I think, that I had drawn. It was like 605 to 635 or something like that. And then it never got down to there. But another thing that I want to point out on this 15-minute chart is this right here. This is the sell indicator from the indicators that I built from NinjaTrader, or for NinjaTrader. Same ones are on the TradingView pack. So this is on the 15-minute chart time frame. The sell signal got thrown in at the close of this candle right here. Okay, so now let's grab our local so we can see what the price is at. At the close of that candle, we're around 958. Okay, this candle gets put in and you see this wick coming out. That's at 966. So we're talking about 8 points that this come back after this candle closed. And so if you're looking at your higher time frame and paying attention to these signals, this would have been a great opportunity to even take one contract, whether it's you're trading minis or micros, because if you just took one and let's say you got whatever your risk management is on stop loss, it would have been further back than that little 8-point move, I would hope. And then what you get this big drop and never even pulled back. So, you know, if you'd put it back, if you got in at 60 or 58 and you put your stop at say 68 or 70, even if it was 68, 10 points or so, or 69, it would have never tagged it. But what I'm getting at is, so it put in this sell signal, you're in at 958, and you could have caught the whole move, actually, which was about 300 points down at 706. I mean, basically 250 something, and then we got it all back, of course. But all this happened right here. I had posted in our channel that I was done for the day, and then this candle got put in. It was somewhere right there in this time frame on this candle when I think I posted in the Discord that I was done. this happened. I walked back by my computer and was watching this fall. So I sat back down to draw this in and post it, and it didn't make it, but then started turning around. So then I did get in, and I think I traded 2 or 3 accounts on the way, rotating accounts back through this on the way back on this upside. So sorry, I had to do a recap on that part of yesterday. And my reels, my content, like my YouTube shorts and everything, they're running about a day behind. So anything that happened from these trades yesterday won't be in the shorts on YouTube until today and tomorrow and stuff. Like yesterday's was from the day before, but running about a day behind on all that. But it'll be out there. There were some awesome trades yesterday. So now let's look at what we got going on for today. Okay, so here we are. We're at 46. I want to point out that this is a key level that we had talked about yesterday, about we needed to get above around that area to be bullish. And we got above it right here yesterday. And then this is what happened. So we're going to have to get above, excuse me, above this box right here. This box is from 100 to 125. To be bullish, you're going to have to get above that box. You see what happened when we got there yesterday. Got in it, sucked down. Got in it, closed under the box. Got in it, closed on it. Same thing. Same thing. And this is on a 15-minute chart. All this right here was screaming to the downside because of what this was doing on all these 15-minute candles. And then the drop. So with the volatility that we've had, I'm going to expect, well, I don't expect it, but just like I thought we might come tag that trend line yesterday, you need to think that possibly it could happen again today. Say they grind this up and they get to the box and they can't break it, or they break it and get up to that pivot at 149. So from the top of this box to that pivot is another 25 points pretty much. So, and then of course you got another imbalance zone right there. But say you get to this area and it's chopping around and there's a lot of resistance up in here. They don't want to drive it up any higher. You got to start thinking that if we pull one of these back here, somewhere up in here, maybe even over here, if it happens over here, I'm going to be expecting a possible test of this trend line again in this imbalance zone box or this green line. See how we didn't get down to that trend line yesterday? That could be the same thing that would happen today if this is how it plays out. You know, maybe we don't get to the trend line, so you got to start looking at these key areas. You got this green line on the chart. That green line is 860. And then this box down here does need to be filled. That's from 835 to 794. And then the sweet spot would be for it to happen around here on this trend line. But if it does do that, that wouldn't be until tonight's overnight session, because that gets us after the market closes. It'd be after it opened back up. So if it happened during the day, New York session, back here somewhere, it'd be fine. Even if we don't get down to the trend line, but you would still have, if it did that move, still a higher low, even though we got all this volatility, still a higher low as far as the overall structure on a bigger time frame. So it is a possibility. Now, of course, you got your golden pivot. It is at 9 906, 906. You know, you might get this, and maybe with this consolidation that we had right here above this golden pivot, you know, if it does come down, that might be all we get. You know, be 150 points or so if we drop to there right now. So if it did happen, I would be thinking first reaction touch to that pivot point for a bounce for sure. I'm looking at first reaction into this zone up here at 100 to 125. I'm thinking first reaction short. Now, because of what this did back here, if we start making this move, I'm going to be putting my orders in somewhere in the middle of that box to the top because of this. Since all these went up here, I'm thinking, well, maybe if I set them up in this area, 109, 110, 112 would be safer than right here. It's closing under here, but it keeps going up there. So maybe I set them up there for first reaction, or from right there to the top side of the box, whatever your game plan is and your risk tolerance. You know, these are just ideas on things to look for, pay attention to. That's something I'm going to be looking at. And then, of course, I'll update on the Discord before the market opens exactly what zones I'm going to be looking at the open, like I have been doing. I'll draw some other rectangles on there, top and bottom, so that we can so you'll know where my focus is at. But right now, that's the game plan. I mean, above this box to be bullish, and below that box, below 110 for sure. Right now, it's going to be bearish. And then pay attention to your structure stuff, breaks and everything. Those are keys to pay attention to and retest. And if you do have the signals, if you do have the FTE buy sell signals and MACD, whatever the indicator packs are for NinjaTrader 8 or TradingView, you know, pay attention to them signals and retest to those signals. I put some things in the Discord about that yesterday. It's just another strategy for the toolbox. And once you start paying attention to it, you start seeing it happen more often in the market. If you have the indicators, if you don't have them and want them, join the Discord for free. Go to the announcements channel or the official links in the announcements channel or the links channel. You can find where to go and how to get them if you want them. I think that's all I'm going to have for our pre-market prep this morning. I hope everybody has a good trading day, and stay smart, stay consistent. Don't overtrade. Don't get caught in the chop. Take your time, trade your plan. Don't trade on your emotion. If your emotion, walk away. Get away from the computer if your emotions get control over you and your trade plan. If you miss a trade, that is fine. Do not chase it. Just come up with another plan. If you missed a trade, come up with another plan. Just as I missed this trade yesterday at the bottom. Well, I missed this trade because I was already done trading. But then I sat back down when I walked by the computer and seen it happen. But when I missed my entry down here with my box, I'm going to show you real fast before we get off here what I did in order to take this trade because I missed it. Let me get this chart off my screen and get you a different chart. Get rid of this chart. What other charts do we have down here? Maybe this one. I don't remember which chart. I got two charts that are awfully close together on what they look like. All right, so let's get rid of this chart and drop this down to, say, the 1 minute. All right, so this is on the 1 minute, and we're going to go back here. I want to show you what happened. I missed a trade, and this is what I mean by Don't chase the trade. Once you miss it, you can't let your emotions get involved. You have to come up with another trade plan. Because if you don't have a trade plan put together before you take that trade, you've already messed up from the very start. If you hadn't put a plan together and you get into a trade, you messed up from the very beginning. Okay, so I'm on the 1 minute chart and I missed my box. This thing bounces. My next trade, if anybody's been following me for very long, was me paying attention to these structure breaks on the way back up. And my first trade was this structure break right here by this candle over here. So when this come up here and closed and then it put in this candle, I started watching it real tight. Close out of the box, close to the structure, dropped into the box. We broke structure or got about even right there. But I was a little uncertain about that trade at the moment because this candle right here, even though we come out and it was close to structure right here, I was below the zero line if you look down here where that candle is. And so, you know, this is a classic with that drop and us being below the zero line and this only being the 1 minute chart. Of course, I was looking at the 1, 2, and 5 at the same time, and 15 or 50 or 60 minute on another screen I had up as soon as this happened. But this is classic right here, that this get up here to this first structure break, be under the zero line right here, and then turn back around. So I was I didn't get in right here, and then I was like, then this happened. And so I kind of waited again, it come back to the box, and you see when it went up, it come back and kind of retested this pullback right here, which right here is kind of like a little mini structure break when this candle went in right here. And that's what this whole area is testing right here. Straight, a little mini structure break on the 1 minute right here. So I kept watching. And then there was some momentum shift in this candle right here with the green dot. This was on top of the zero line, and I was watching this line and the momentum in this candle. So I took this trade. I was in it. You know, I started following it, and then the buy signal got put in right there. I rode that candle up, got knocked out of this because, you know, me and following with my stops. And then every time I'd get knocked out, I'd wait for the momentum. We had a lot of upward momentum. I was always paying attention to my upward momentum and my structure breaks all the way up, finding good spots to get in. You know, you come up here. We was right here breaking structure again. I got in this, tried to ride it up to this structure up in here. Then you see we get up there and it comes back right here. This area right here retested this structure right here. Got the drive up, come back. Anytime you see these moves and you wonder, and you're not paying attention to these particular things, and you're looking at the chart and you're up here chasing, and then you get in it and it does something like this, and you're like, every time I get in it goes the other way. You need to remember, well, when it does and then it stops somewhere, it's like people never understand what's going on. Why did it drop to there? Well, look at structure. This retested this structure area right here. Always got to watch your structure, always. Anyhow, this video is a little longer than I expected it to be. I'm sorry about that. I just wanted to cover a few of these things, maybe help you guys look at things differently when you're looking at your chart. But that's how you get in. You don't chase something. It missed my orders, it didn't pick them up, so I'm just going to buy anyway and hope for the best. You got to put a different plan together. Trade smart, trade consistent. Stay safe today. It's going to be volatile. I'll update in the Discord as we go. Have a good day.